I'm joined here with the CEO of Open Access Data Centers, and I'm just going to ask a few questions on his journey to where he is right now. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, can you please just tell us, how did you get into this role? I'm sure you've been through so many jobs, careers before.
Okay, interesting. To answer that question, probably good to go through to my background. Born in Nigeria, Nigerian dad, English mom.
Okay.
And went to school at 18. I won a scholarship from Shell to go to the UK and study in Wales, study mechanical engineering. And it was dual nationality. I had the choice to stay at the time, mid-80s. Technology was now taking a new role into manufacturing, engineering, and so on. So I stayed in the UK. I was away for about 28 years.
8 years.
And then decided to take a role back in Africa. And I've been doing lots of different leadership roles and impactful change roles and consulting and so on, US, Europe, Asia, and I came back sort of 20 years ago, and for my mom's funeral, and I thought it occurred to me, I've been doing so much impacting and changing lots of other places, but about Africa.
Oh, you're yeah.
Then I started to think, okay, well, I could perhaps then see what I could do. And in time, I was headhunted back by Access Bank, who was growing across Africa then to be group CIO across Africa.
Okay.
So that's how I got back here. Now, stuff I'd done before getting back here is I had the opportunity to actually get sponsored by Ford of Europe to study at Cranfield University in the UK. And I took on a role with Ford of Europe, then responsible for strategy for what's the Ford Mondeo world car at the time. That's a few years ago.
Okay.
And then went into being responsible for the platform, technology platform in product development across Europe. Really, actually, also that's how I got into information technology. But my career has always been information technology in the context of how it's used in business, transforming business. So I had roles in consulting. I joined what's now Capgemini, early stages, early 90s, and it's grown significantly. Various consulting roles with companies like Valley Lynch, BB Navarro, Jaxo, SmithKline, and UBS in Singapore. So you pick up lots of leadership skills as you go through that process, and you tend to find there's something you see that's we call it the T-shaped person. You have your core competencies, that is the depth of what you have, and you have a broad range of competencies. Now, as you go through that journey, you want to make the leg of the T as broad as possible. Broaden the broader competencies.
Okay.
Those are the kind of things you need, the leadership skills and so on, to take on leadership roles. Not necessarily the CEO, but various leadership roles or forms, right? And I've been pleased to have had roles in consulting through 2000s. Took on a lead role with other banks in the UK, Egg Bank, which was the first internet bank in UK. I was digital services director there. Moving on to being responsible for broader global role with BP, and also then with criminal justice in the UK. I was the chief technology officer for criminal justice in the UK, and then was the first CIO for what was established as Ministry of Justice at the time. And 2009 decided to come back to Africa in a CIO role for a bank. You see, leadership roles, you always really look at how you grow yourself. You always look at so you just continue to strive and you take the opportunities as they come.
Okay.
And each one is that opportunity to grow your competencies as an individual, as a leader. In any new market, I always think that if you have great core competencies, in as little as 6 months, you could become a thought leader in the marketplace, right? Not just in one area, but also broadly. And leadership competencies come with a whole range of things that you build over the years. Some people would become CEO dealt with my first CEO role. I was 36 and lots to learn there. And you keep on that learning journey. But I then moved on to take other broader, bigger, not CEO roles, but leadership roles in different shapes and sizes.
Okay.
So leadership always comes in different shapes and sizes all the time. Always being able to step into the unknown, right? And be able to be a thought leader. And, people skills are important. Emotional intelligence, important. Being able to get the most out of people. I delight in seeing someone who shows potential and unleashing the potential of the person, and then see them grow in their career over the years.
Wow.
So you get mentored, and you also mentor.
Okay.
And that's just a part of the whole process of leadership. Building a network.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that, like how
over time. You see, and it's important not because necessarily you want something, but it's also you have build networks where you're giving. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I see. Yeah. So actually, I wanted to ask, like, how important is it for like someone to how important is it to network in the field that you are, and how important has it been over the years? Has networking maybe furthered your positions or the places you've reached as an individual?
You achieve much through people, right? A whole network, a range of stakeholders you need to work with. And I find that if generally you are gracious in what you're doing, you work in engaging people, humility, but you have to be firm. Times when it's needed, and you give rather than looking to take, then you build your ecosystem of community of people you've mentored, and also a whole range of your own peer group, so on, that are your anchor points, that are kind of your own meta group, in a way, that allow you to reflect and just also bounce off people, and create the communities that enable you to move things forward, industries forward, and change industries, create industries, transform industries, right? And it all comes with leadership. There's an interesting thing: you need to be able to lead, follow, or just get out of the way. Because there's certain instances where you're actually following, but you're playing a critical mentoring role for the person who's leading.
Wow.
But if it's what's required to achieve the outcomes you need, that you'll be taking that role. Take the role in humility and engage in it. What matters is the successful outcome of the whole, not necessarily that successful outcome of the individual. And everything else sorts itself out.
So, seeing that you're a key decision maker at the moment, what's the best word of advice maybe you would give to anyone that's aspiring maybe to get to the point that you are?
You see, being a key decision maker is, you put it right, being a key decision maker. But a lot of things around decision making comes in working along with the people you work with, a diverse range of people, a diverse range of stakeholders, a diverse range of shareholders, a diverse range of groups that you have to work with. right? So it's not being necessarily just the decision maker. That the decisions come out of a whole range of things where you're a key decision maker, right? And you make decisions with the interest of the whole in terms of what you need. And if you consult, you see, I learned something, 3 years ago, where if to move forward, you need to do certain things in certain sequences. You can look at how you optimize that. But if you just try to break it and think you can just cut and go on with it and so on, you can get knocked back.
Okay.
Knocked back a long way. And in that process, you've also lost the support of a lot of stakeholders in the whole way. So you need to understand the things you need to put together to get the outcomes that you're trying to achieve.
I see. So do you think like there's a certain algorithm, for example, to life, like to being successful?
Emotional intelligence is very important, being able to perceive and understand. I think vision is very key.
Okay.
And it's a side of competitive advantage for you to see the future that others haven't seen around you. The key thing also in leadership is an ability to execute towards that future. And that comes with executing through people, right? There's a philosophy sort of picked up around what minors or old mentors around impossible. There's one of the things that I actually find hugely off-putting if the first feedback I get from something is it's not possible. Right? You see, impossible is in somebody's context, not necessarily your own. And it's okay to declare something possible that might be seemingly impossible. You align the mind, the power, the focus of people around you towards the goal. As you get that shift and the move, you can get to a point of clearing, which is a great place to be, because suddenly this seemingly impossible thing becomes possible. Maybe not from the original point you started from. It could be a lot bigger, but actually it could be actually a different possibility with higher outcomes. Okay? And it's the leadership thing is to see that vision of how you then declare it possible. You make a statement that in 3 years' time we will be X. And you will think, really? Well, actually, X might actually turn out to be a lot less than was actually the real potential. And you break through that. Right? So that's one of the sort of key leadership things in terms of seeing how things can be possible. Or you see obstacles along the way. Obstacles are usually opportunities to innovate, to figure out how, to get around or over them or whatever. There's always an opportunity to innovate.
Thank you very much, sir. It was really a pleasure speaking to you, and I wish you a great trip back to Nigeria.
Cheers, thank you.